I tried to get rid of it, it didn't work.
Wait, you got two of them?
Wait a minute, I can't have two. No, it's
No,
yours.
sounds like
You're
mine.
trying to get rid of yours. I know the
Can
tricks.
only hope. Public, non-public meeting this morning got sealed. Our decision was to remove Jeff as road agent.
So I have a motion, Mr. Chairman. I motion to accept the minutes of April 15th and the non-public minutes of May 6th and April 30th.
I can accept I'll second the 6th and the 30th, but I can't do the other one. I wasn't here.
Oh,
But yeah, you weren't here for the 15th.
No.
Yeah, we had a great meeting that night.
I'll sign it.
you're gonna second the 15th?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's the first time. Okay, ex officio reports.
Okay, I had a couple of meetings, one of which was the fire department meeting, which I went to last night. And I missed part of it, but the gist of the ending of it is that apparently there used to be a second engine, and it used to be part of a 10-year plan to replace it. And Chief Go would like to see, is looking into doing such a thing. And it looks like the going price for fire apparatus of that nature is about $700,000. It's a little pricey, and he's talking about perhaps taking the money out of the capital reserve and then a lease purchase. So they're just barely starting to look into it and to see if there's an apparatus that would fit their needs. But that's one of the things that they're looking for. And we've also talked about that in the other meeting that I'd like to report on, which was the CIP meeting. And in that meeting, we're still continuing to talk about the wants and the needs of each department. And they have not been prioritized yet, but we have a couple of issues on the committee that would be nice if they were resolved. And one is we're basically getting very little help from the department managers. We asked them to come to the meetings, so when they didn't come to the meetings, and I know they're busy and they have other things, and we went to them. And so we've gone out to the different departments, and we're developing a pretty good list of what each department wants. We have to determine of those wants what they really need, so we can prioritize them and then present them to the town when we ask for money, as in capital reserves, or actually buying something. And I think that's the goal of the CIP, is to kind of organize this and assist the budgeting committee in coming up with these things. Which brings me to, there's a couple of problems that we have. One is with the budget committee. We have virtually no representative from the budget committee. We have a couple from the planning board. We have somebody from the fire and ambulance, but we don't. We do have somebody from the budget committee, but that person never shows up. And when she does show up, it's like she doesn't know what's being said. So to me, it's like, why don't we get somebody in here that can contribute? Because basically, we're trying to. I mean, if they would assist the CIP committee, it's going to help them come budget time when we plan things out and when they sit down to recommend or not recommend an expenditure. It's critical that the budget committee is involved in that. So I'd like to see a better representation from the budget committee.
I'll start going.
Are you on the you're on the budget committee? That would be. I think that would be quite helpful.
Okay.
Because at least I know that we're going to be able to get a response from you,
Yeah.
whether it's good or bad, but that I appreciate.
My responses are always good. I
Although they'll be good, but they'll be like kite-wadish, maybe.
What is happening?
So, here's another issue that the CIP committee has, and that is, it's another department that's not participating, and it's the library. The library says, we don't need anything. So, I find that hard to believe.
Company probably just asked for almost $1 million for a new
Right,
building.
so apparently because the library is like autonomous, that they like to do their planning separately from the rest of the community, so that could be an issue when we put together our final plan. If we don't have any input, then, you know, the output's gonna be terrible. And those are my ex officio reports.
But, budget committee doesn't meet for the first time until next, Thursday, and I will bring that up.
Okay, well, I know we have one taker already, so that would be really helpful.
Okay, onto the library. They're not really doing much right now. They're trying to, work out, programs. Vogel is trying to find a person that will do programming for them full-time. Hopefully, in the long run, be able to do grants to where they can get paid. Andrew wasn't at the last meetings. I couldn't talk to him about the trees and brush on the number 2 lot.
I take care
Did it?
It's done.
They're out there working this weekend.
Yeah,
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 Ed
it looked
Clough
like it was
and,
cleaned up today.
yeah, I didn't,
It's beautiful.
I'm so used to it not.
yeah, I am too, and, Jim Phelps was there with his equipment, so I appreciate the help that he gives the town.
it. That was on Sunday that they cleaned it all up.
I noticed it today.
It is, usually you don't say anything about it. Yeah, other than that, you heard my report earlier. Jeff is no longer with the town as road agent. Sam Faulkner is now our acting road agent. So, please bear with us during this transition. Hopefully it's better than the last transition that took like 4 years.
Things take time.
Yeah. Other than
Well, we asked the public to be with us at the same time because we're down to 2 employees
Yeah.
on hiring now.
that,
We
Sam
are
and
looking for-
Johnny,
Right.
we're working on,
So we're working on it, yeah.
Don't, get on Sam and make him leave.
on a good note, I did hear from Kenny today. He said he'd call me tomorrow, because he has family issues going on, so
Good.
we'll talk to him tomorrow.
I appreciate that. That would be a great.
Get him on.
And if anyone knows
Really good.
anyone that would be a great addition to the team, send them my way.
Is Jeffrey still in the department?
Nope.
No, he's,
Okay, that's it for me.
okay.
Off to appointments. Cheryl Center couldn't make it today. Bob Center couldn't make it today. Sam was able to make it today. And I asked you to stick around for the whole meeting, too, please. But we did get Bob Center's notes. Well, Sarah's notes from Bob.
So that's Cheryl's notes, if you wanna read that, and I forwarded it to you guys too, I don't know if you
Yeah.
had a chance to review it, those.
Yes, I reviewed it and it's like,
Well, we'll just
Okay.
see her piece, and then I'll tell you Bob's piece, and then we'll kinda go from there.
This is from Cheryl.
I should
Center.
forward it to you. I'll get it to you.
Do you have my email?
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks, Sarah. I talked to Leaf, positive conversation, and told him that nothing had been done to put an adequate culvert in uphill. Part of the original agreement with Ed to be done first in good faith. And I have 3 culvert pipes pumping water onto my property, left, center, and right. I want the pipe which is uphill from my driveway that was put in by the earlier road removed and an adequate berm and boulder to be put in place. Not sure where a large section of my stone wall and berm went when this was done. I want the hole created by the current road agent filled with topsoil. Not sure where the topsoil went that was dug out. Right now, the section of my land is covered in road silt and topless trees. I plan on replanting trees that were cut down and washed out as a result of the two road agent's actions. I asked Ed if the town would pay for the trees, he said no. I first brought this up with the town last spring. I was hoping to come up with a mutual beneficial solution that increases the number of uphill culverts to shed water from the road surface and protects my property. The most recent agreement letter Ed sent me to sign suggested the town maintain the culverts in place and do nothing to repair the damage that is concerning me. I will not allow the town to do anything more to or on my property other than fix the mess and two road agents created. If this isn't done, then we'll have a different discussion. Thanks again, Sarah.
Okay, so then when I talked to Bob, this is what he told me. Which is just a recap on what he said he discussed with you and Jeff, I guess. The culvert that's in question was installed during a major FEMA event. And at that time, it made sense to handle the runoff from that event.
What year was that, do you know, offhand?
I don't.
Oh, I forget it was.
Back in the O's? Before
Yeah.
10?
Yes, it was right around there.
Okay.
Before that, the road runoff was managed just fine without that culvert. It only fills during those major events. So it should be okay to pull out without any issues. That's kind of his suggestion, is to pull it out. But he said if it does say that the landowner should manage the flow as other landowners do for their properties. That's the expectation, is that landowners manage the flows themselves. Question that was brought up to me today was that where that culvert is going across the road, if that does get removed, so the water right now is going down and then comes across the culvert and down. So if that gets removed, it's going down across. Well, there's those driveways below it that don't have culverts because they didn't need it. So if we remove that, will those driveways need culverts?
I'd say probably, yes.
Yeah.
And would the town be the ones
We wanna put in a bunch of.
providing those culverts and putting them in? Or is it expected on the landowner?
Well, we're gonna be
to
changing
make
our minds with the
Driveways
landowner.
are landowner
They-
property.
Yeah, they have a,
Responsibility though, that's the issue.
yeah, I don't know what the answer to that is because they all have driveway permits, and at the time of the driveway permits, if they needed a culvert, they would have put one in. Now all of a
Right.
sudden, we're gonna change the rules and say,
Exactly.
well, you need a culvert because your neighbor doesn't, doesn't want the water there, so we're gonna have to put the water here. That road's pretty tricky as far as that goes, because it's a pretty good grade.
Well,
And-
the thing being is, I think there might have been a small culvert that went across the road before, and then FEMA took and said that.
Need a 15-inch instead of an 8-inch.
Right. And the other part of the problem is up the top of the hill, when the water comes down, you got, you might not know him, but Woody had a runoff, nice runoff on the right-hand side.
What is that, that little building there?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, that runoff no longer exists.
The driveway.
Yeah. And then you go down,
So that was catching water from up top and shooting it into the woods before it got down
Right.
this far. Now it
Yes.
no longer does that, the water's hitting that culvert where,
right. it's-
All the water
oh,
comes down the hill,
Yeah.
full hill.
And then you have one at Jack's, Jack Kelly's, on the other side of the road. And he was using that water to feed into his pond out back of his house. And that basically now is non-existent. So that water's just all coming right down and pulling up some of these people's private driveways. And then it comes down.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Working.
Want to take a field trip?
Yeah, absolutely.
Boats.
I've been up there like 10 times to look at this.
Well, we'll go up the road too.
Yeah.
and there's a couple other issues.
Yeah, I can picture it all, what they're talking about.
There's a couple of culverts that are pretty plugged.
There's one that the water goes around the driveway culvert into the road and then back into the ditch.
Yeah, that pops in his brand new driveway.
Yeah,
It's like that much of a culvert,
yeah,
you could say.
good job.
But yeah.
So, are you gonna go out and take a look with, Sam?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be there too?
I can.
If another one of us joins in, it's a meeting then, so I think
Well,
that we just
you
gotta.
and two of us is meet, it's a
Right,
meeting.
two of us is a meeting.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying, so
So maybe just leave.
just leave, that's what I'm gonna say, cause I'm not gonna
He's
be there.
vacating.
Sarah would have to be there taking minutes, and then she'll figure out a field trip.
It's wet. It's cold. I'm good. Okay. So that's where we're starting with that.
So you're gonna take a look at it and then come back with what you think ought to be done.
Get Sam's opinion and
Okay.
Bobby's into consideration.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Okay.
Okay. Off to action items.
Action items. So I'm not being here the last meeting, do I have those minutes from Sandy? Let's see. Oh my God, what am I doing? I don't even know. Okay. Did you guys go over action items a little bit?
I think we
Yeah,
did a
looks
little
like
bit.
Okay. So, back to the Avatar property assessment, were we putting that out to bid?
Our next step is to put it out to bid, yes.
Okay, so I need to work on bid.
Yeah.
Okay, just so we have that. At what point are we following up with the junkyard? The due date we had was May 1st, it's been pretty wet and rainy. Do we need to start circling back on that again? Okay, what are we doing with that?
I think we all should take a good look at it so we know what we're talking about when we get back. I believe it's expanded, the junk up there on Press, is that what we're talking about? That one
Kingsman?
on
Yeah.
Kinsman? Yeah.
So you guys wanna take some time to look at it, see what you're talking about, maybe take some pictures or whatever?
We could take some
Yeah.
pictures, I don't know what the best solution to that is, but I'd like, well, the best solution is for it to go away. Best solution. How do we make it go away? Well, one place I don't wanna end up is in court to make it go away, so somehow if we can circumvent that, and I don't know how, I don't know how that's gonna pan out, because it means that we're gonna have to have an agreement with the landowner. So, I mean, that's our best bet. Going to court's expensive, and, I don't wanna do that. Looks like I'm spending too much time there as it is.
Equipment inventory, again, I haven't gotten any new lists.
Have you got any lists from the CIP from, at all? Because
So
we have
that's
a
what I was
pretty good
gonna
list of.
say, I can look at the CIP's list
Yeah,
and see what I can pull from there. It's highway, fire, police, town clerk, tax collector, and selectmen's office, so we're on the naughty list too.
yeah. Who else?
So I can look at the CIP, see if I can pull from there, and then, talk directly with those departments
It's a
to
matter of
see if I can get,
Filling in the blanks.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, there'll be some
Yeah.
blanks, and some departments probably
Yeah.
will have nothing. Others will have
More than what.
more than what we want.
so it'll be a time where you and I will circle back with all the things I need.
We'll probably be meeting up a lot the next few weeks.
I
Yeah.
have a feeling
Yeah.
you're gonna be, yes.
Composting toilet ordinance, so I did hear back today.
Yeah,
I just did not get a chance to forward it to you guys, so I will do that tomorrow morning.
okay,
That
let's
they
put it,
did review it, they
Yeah.
do have some markups and stuff for
Okay.
you guys to look at.
that's great.
So I'll get that to you,
So
one
let's
step
put it as
closer.
an agenda item for our next meeting,
Yep, yep.
and we'll actually have something to talk about, that'll be nice.
Okay. Parsonage, I don't think we've done anything with that.
No, but, as far as the parsonage goes, I think the first thing I don't know where we're going with this, because it's a black hole. First of all, it's a black hole, right? It's gonna take money to do something with it. But we put the tarp over the roof last year, maybe we ought to consider, just a thought, putting a roof on, so at least what's there stays dry. Yeah, I don't know what it would cost to put a roof on, or if it would be a good thing to do. If the place is not gonna be standing up for long, then it's not a good thing to do, but.
Yeah, where'd the money come from? That's my question. Because you can't take it out of the town hall fund.
We can't take it out of the town hall fund, we'd only be able to take it out of general government buildings, and it's not budgeted for, so wherever we took it would be a squeeze.
What if we get a quote this year and budget for it next year?
Well, that would be one way of doing it, yeah, I think that may be a good idea, and
I
something
mean, the
else.
tarp still looks good.
The tarp still looks good, so maybe we don't have to do anything this year, and, I don't know how you'd feel about this, but having somebody look at it, there was a time we had somebody come look at this building, a building inspector, and they looked at our present town office, and they came up with a list of things. Well, you familiar with that list?
Yeah.
It was pretty funny, wasn't it?
Yes.
A list of things that needed to be done, so maybe, that would require that we hire somebody to come in and do that, that's also an expense, but, or in some other fashion, take a look at the building and come up with a list of things that we think need to be done.
See what they say has to be done first,
Yeah,
prioritize
so we
things.
could come up with some sort of priority list on it, so that we could start planning to do something with it if we were to fix it. There's other possibilities with that building too, like selling it. Which is a little more, I don't know, which is more complicated because there's a whole set of issues with that too. So I don't know, but I think taking a look at it and seeing what we think and then talking about it again, I think it just needs to stay in the conversation. And that's all I'm gonna say about it tonight.
Policy updates. We definitely do need to start taking a look at those policies now that we're getting to a point in the season where things are starting to slow down. I think now's a good time to start reviewing. So I can start
Okay,
looking
Yeah,
at
we've
that
been
and
talking
taking
about-
markups and
yeah.
give you guys my opinions on what I run into with that personnel policy.
I think that's a good idea because that's something we've been circling for a while now. It's
Yeah.
just time to start picking some of the items
Yeah.
out.
Yes, let's get it off the.
It's just, we were in that busy season, so now it's time to start looking at that. Okay, and then the same with, the composting ordinance, just for our ordinance updates. Town common grass,
Yeah, having good.
has Hazelton reached out to you yet? Okay, so he wanted to reach out, to talk about that.
Yeah, I'll understand tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Oh, and then we had the, let's see, do we have? Things go. I don't know. Oh, and you guys didn't get a chance to do the mowing and trash bit at the last meeting because we weren't here. You
Right,
guys wanna do that?
we better do it, cause the lawn's getting awfully long right now.
We do have some,
You have some,
we have some,
more than one.
yeah. We've got one for trash and 2 for mowing.
Trash, sorry, oh.
Yeah, I thought it was Rick's trash money when I came in, when I got back from vacation. Once I got that far and saw money wasn't in there, I had to tape it shut, so sorry about that, that was me. But we only had one bid anyway, so it's not like.
There's the trash. 1270 from Ed.
And proof of insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you wanna take care of the trash thing first and then take care of the mowing?
Maybe can.
Oh, this one's trash.
Yeah, trash only. They're 2 different bids.
Okay.
How
Wait,
much
trash
for that?
isn't cheap, is it? This is 12 pickup?
1270.
Yeah, 1270, everything's,
$12.70.
nothing's cheap anymore, so
No.
excuse me.
Like 1,270?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, $12.75.
No, I'm thinking 12,070, okay?
Jesus Christ.
Really?
I'm just saying tariffs.
We're gonna have tariff on trash. Say that fast.
That's the next word, it's fine.
I'm done today.
Yeah.
Well, are you guys gonna, before you open
Yeah,
that? you guys
I'll
wanna
motion that we
trash?
accept the bid, for the trash bid of $12.70 of $1,270 from Ed Grinley.
About 12,000?
No, not 12,000.
I'll second.
Okay.
Now we can do the mowing. Oh, I did have it under action items.
Oh. There goes your insurance. Fucking Christ. See, there goes your insurance.
More insurance. Oh, you ripped the insurance. Okay.
I'm pretty sure we can get another copy.
No big deal on that.
This one from Ed for $7,900 for the mowing, and then $250 for removal of sand from property.
250?
Yeah, 250. Invest in these envelopes. These are better envelopes.
Dollar General.
Unless you look in ticket sale. Holy One from Sam.
You mean this sand here?
Yeah, it's an info card.
You won't like it, but that's okay.
14,950.
Does that include the sand removal?
Yeah. I don't think I wrote it on there, but it doesn't matter at this point. I'd have to deny it anyway.
Yeah, I appreciate that you put in a bid.
It's not often that people participate in this, so.
No, it's not. And you even have
Nice to
proof
see
of
interest.
insurance too. And that was like pulling teeth a while ago,
Yes, it was.
you know?
But if there's other things you'd like to be involved in, I can help you out.
I have a little on my plate at this point.
Yeah,
so-
we'll make sure you have plenty on your plate, so don't worry about that. So I'll make a motion that we accept the bid, for mowing from Ed Grinley for $7,900 plus the $250 for the removal of sand from the parking lot.
Second.
You're in.
And just to let you know, Ed, I know you're getting your shoulder fixed. I want to say that we are working. I'm not gonna argue with you with the sheriff.
Why do you think he injured his shoulder in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't we whack one-handed?
Yes, you can. They make a device for that. Yay, timber tax warrant, map 17, lot 19.
Yeah, hold on, you guys have a lot of stuff to sign.
Just give them on me. Timber tax warrant, map 17, lot 19. Timber tax warrant, map 10, lot 492. Timber tax warrant, map 1, lot 410, and map 5, lot 21. Timber tax warrant, map 19, lot 386. And timber tax warrant, map 1, lot 206.
So that's the majority of them. We have one more that is still, under extension,
okay.
so, but
So is this cleaning up, is this from last year, or this?
this is the 24 to 25 tax season,
Okay,
timber
oh, which ends,
season, which ended March
March
1st.
31st?
Yeah, and they had until, May to submit, which they did, so.
Okay, so this one is, De La Toil. $1,156.
Yes, I know they're not.
Oh, we got the address from where this.
Right over here.
What's up in Darien,
Oh yeah, it's from somebody, Scott
New
Casper.
Hampshire?
We don't have his New Hampshire,
Grafton.
his Grafton address.
Just map 19,
Just-
lot 386.
Yeah, and it's $890.22.
I signed the inside one.
No, you're getting it back.
This one would be,
No, I'm like,
yeah, well, I think I'll get it. Okay, I
He'll get it, he'll have to get it in the flip flop.
because this one is Grantham too, but that's up off Glass Road off Highland Land.
Okay,
That's Megwood.
yeah, yeah, Robert Benson.
One that's got,
Whoa, they hit some serious laundry. This is $9,129.41.
cleaned house.
Some serious board feet.
That's the lot that got all screwed up, because they lost, parcels and everything.
Which one was that one?
Megwood,
Oh,
4 years ago.
I think one of these, unless it was in your previous one, but I think it was in one of these, a lot of the wood got lost to ash borers.
Oh, really? The ash borers are in
They lost
town.
all their-
I got a lot of ash that grow along the brook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get ready to say goodbye to them.
You got
Yeah.
about this one.
that's specifically why they got logged, was trying to get rid of those ash borers, and it was just a bad cut.
Yeah, this one is Hiltz. It's for Hiltz. So
That
it must
one?
be right on Route 4 here somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah,
So it's $187.90.
they didn't have a whole lot.
I thought they didn't have to claim it, but it was under a certain amount.
You don't. Or if you just, if you're clearing if you're clearing a house lot, that's exempt from timber tax.
I thought it was because it's under 10,000 board
And-
feet, they,
This one is for the Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forest. It's $1,211.30. This must be up on Kinsman?
must be over by Grafton Pond.
Yeah, yeah. The beavers like the ash trees too, I noticed.
Yep.
They're pretty tasty, especially
That's
that, you know,
nice.
before they get too big. But they'll take the big ones too, they don't mind.
You really like those beavers.
They're my favorites, yeah. They're very industrious, and it's amazing how quickly they can work.
Okay, exemption forms.
Okay, I'm just gonna hand them to you one, we wanna tell you what the exemptions for, so it's just easier. So Jared came in, he actually came into the office and reviewed them and looked at them and approved, so no email from him. This one is for the veterans tax credit. Not all veterans tax credit.
Where do you want us to sign?
Second page, and there, yep, you just sign down there.
Print. I'll print it, print it.
So is this the one we're not supposed to mention the names?
Yeah. Confidentiality. This is another veterans and all veterans. And this is
Think
an
about
all.
what year it is all the time. See, what year am I in, what state am I in?
And this one is a solar exemption. I do have a couple more that I have to do follow-ups with because I don't have complete documentation. There's some questions regarding the forms. So I'll get those taken care of for the next meeting, hopefully.
I might have trouble remembering the year, but I always remember the correct month.
That's all right. Look at the first one.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was referring to.
Oh, it's 5/6. I did all of them 4/6.
I noticed.
I go back one by one.
This one all done? That one all done?
Oh, I guess I didn't put that. I guess I didn't put that in here.
I didn't even date this one, so.
And you were calling him old earlier?
Thank you. That side one too.
I got the end of the year right. Okay, correspondence time?
Yes, so, first, we just got the, community action report. That's just for the,
Or when they're
update
coming?
from the assessor, yeah, the DRA for the
Have they been,
valuation update.
has the DRA been here for that?
Not yet, that's just their update communication.
Okay.
But I
That's just
know,
to be determined.
Jaren is actively working on that stuff now. I have been locked out of the system.
Oh, really?
Like I can access it,
But you can't edit?
I can't make changes, so they'll have to make changes for me if changes have to be made.
So this is just a
That's
report
gonna be
from the meeting that we had with them when they
I
came
think,
to kick
yeah.
off the reassessment. Yeah, and they usually do this community action report every time they pay a visit. They report back.
Yeah.
Unless you know their codes. Not really much there.
Except our valuation's way down, we're at 55%. So our assessments are 55% of what the going market rates are. So that gives you a hint of what our new assessments are gonna be, about double. Unless you happen to have waterfront property or in a mobile home, then it'll be more.
There'll be more.
That's what they said. Waterfront property usually increases in value faster than other properties. So every time they come, the waterfront properties usually get hit harder. And this time, they said, as I recall, that their model suggests that mobile homes are liable to go a little, their percentage of increase will be somewhat more than a traditional
This is
house.
for the Tewksbury Landing Road
Wow.
information.
Yeah. Because they don't depreciate. People used to
So-
think that those places, and they really don't, so it's a complicated thing.
So this email is from, in regards to the Tewksbury Landing Road, the long
Oh, yeah.
time battle with DOT regarding who is actually maintaining it.
Yeah, apparently the Tewksbury Landing Road is a class 6 road that we're supposed to be maintaining.
Class 5.
Excuse me, we thought it was a class
Right.
6. It's a class 5, which means it's a year-round road that is subject to the town maintaining it. And towns never maintain that. In fact, and the agreement, and the selectmen signed an agreement with them when they put the road in that we would do that, and that was in 1951.
Yeah.
So we've been delinquent for decades.
So what can we do to keep it from plowing it during the winter? It's like, low metal.
If- Well, yeah, and like Sergeant Hill, we don't plow Sergeant Hill through, that's a
Right.
class 6,
Yeah.
isn't it? So maybe we put up a sign, is there a sign there now that says not winter maintained? Whatever we have to do, I guess they want us to go back there and grade. Have you driven that road lately?
No.
Out to the landing? Has anybody in here driven that road out
Last
to?
time I drove it, trees were coming into the road.
Last time I drove it, which was 2 or 3 years ago, yeah, trees were bent over and there's some blind corners in there, it's just like, it's not much of a road, it's just like a path, it's a path for your
It
car.
sucks if 2 big trucks or boats come head to head. Someone's gotta back up.
Yeah, if somebody's towing a boat, that's gonna be a pain. Then when you get back there, there's 2, porta potties and
Right.
they have all kinds of stuff back there, it's
Yeah.
nice.
Also, I don't know how we would plow it the way the entry is.
Right.
No,
The fire trucks drag the rear end and the ambulance
that would be
going up
hard,
in there.
yeah, that would be a hard place to get in and out of, so.
It would have to be the loader or the backhoe would have to do that whole road.
Right, but the thing being is, nobody stays there during the
Yeah.
winter, so we need to do something to state that it's not maintained during the
Oh,
winter.
sure, you know, there's a house right at the end there, right? There's a camper, right?
Yes, but they go to Florida for
Yeah,
it, yeah.
Suppose they decide,
Well, let's
We can-
do something before they do decide.
Yeah, put up a, or maintain sign and either break
So-
it.
what prompted the state to send us that anyway? somebody.
It was the
It's been a, yeah, it's kind of
down
been,
there,
it's been an ongoing back
That
and
said my road
forth that has
sucks.
kind of been
Yes.
like, yeah, it comes up, then it would die, it'd come up, and
So
then it would die, and this landowner brought it
Somebody
up.
complained that the road was in bad shape
right,
to the
the
state,
guy,
and then the state says, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, that's a legitimate complaint.
So in other news, and I thought I printed this, but it's not there, we got awarded the grant for the,
wow,
Wild Meadow Culvert. The federal portion of the grant is for $475,963.20. The amount for the local cost share is $52,884.80. So I'll
That-
have the grant agreement and everything printed and ready for signatures.
Is that the expense to us, the 52 something?
yes,
Yes,
And
yep, that's the
that'll
local
come out of the
cost.
bridge, capital
Yeah.
reserve?
Yep, and that'll come out of the bridge, yep.
Okay.
So, I'll have that, I'm just gonna get that all signed and everything. And then, let's see. There is one more. Do you know when I sent that to you?
which,
The one about the,
Wild Meadow Bridge,
no, the
the culvert,
storm water.
last week.
It was last week, okay. So there is a grant out there, for stormwater,
May 1st.
oh, thank you, you have it, okay. There, no, that's
Good morning, the commission is happy to let you know that we have received a grant to assist our municipalities with green stormwater projects. We'd like to meet with the relevant staff and interested municipal parties from the town of Grafton to review the project and how we might be able to assist you in any planning or possible stormwater projects. Our grant will allow us to evaluate regulations, ordinances, CIPs, and any watershed plans to locate potential projects on municipality owned land. Our goal is to locate 2 sites per town in our 27-town region. We will then select, with assistance of our consultant engineering firm, a total of town sites to develop engineering plans for implementation. We do not have the funding for the actual construction, but we can help with the permitting process to assist you in the point of implementation. Our goal is to develop engineering plans that are specific to the select site and also transferable to other sites in multiple municipalities. We may need to include decision makers and anyone interested in stormwater projects. I will be reaching out to you by phone to schedule an appointment to talk with those interested in your municipality. Likely projects may include rain gardens, bio retention, bio swales, permeable pavements, green roofs, and constructed wetlands. This is dependent upon municipal interest and practicality. Meeting will take an hour, deadline for completion of the meeting is July 15th.
So I did talk to her on the phone, and the one thing that came to mind was how the rec field always floods when we have storms like this. Canaan is already on their radar for their rec field, because that is always a big flood area. She's thinking that if they're similar
Greenfield.
enough, they might be able to combine the plan. So, I did share it with the CIP group as well. And I shared with Vicky, she wanted to see what we had for our CIP list, so I did share the CIP list with her too. So, and I think that was on there, the rec field was on there,
Yeah.
so, I don't know if you guys want her to come to a meeting to talk about it.
Yes.
I think she did pencil in. Okay, so I will respond to her. That's it. That's what I got.
Sounds good. Public comment.